Last year on August 5th, a violent altercation between two bikie clubs at the Wallacia Hotel in Sydney's southwest left police shocked. The clash, lasting only 3 minutes, was described by authorities as savage, reckless, and completely uncontrollable. It all started in June 2022, when Ben Williamson, a senior Bendidos member, launched a probationary chapter in Sydney's Campbelltown area. Campbelltown is historically considered to be the territory and stronghold of the Rebels-MC. The following month, Bendidos South-West Chapter President Ben Williamson was then stopped at a Campbelltown service station by rival Rebels bikies, including heavyweight member Michael Fetui. An altercation broke out, and Fetui removed Williamson's patch and vest, making him flee the scene. On August 5th, the two men were again face-to-face after Bendidos member Trent Redmond spotted Fetui and 4 Rebels members at the bar in the notorious Wallacia Hotel and notified Williamson. Williamson urgently called upon other Bendidos at the scene, and within half an hour there were 2 groups itching for a fight, forming an ordered line facing each other. This included Rebels, Matthew Hayesler, Michael Fetui, Sami Hamalainen, and Bendidos Trent Redmond, Nathan Del Force, Halmono Uapi, and Christopher Forbes. The men engaged in a verbal altercation and later stood in a fighting position with their fists clenched. Each man stood in their own respective club and at a distance of approximately 2 meters, and the fight broke. Lasting only 3 minutes, the subsequent fight was described by police as savage, reckless, and completely uncontrollable. At one point, a Rebels member walked towards Bendidos member Halmono Uapi. Both men kicked and punched one another before separating only moments later. A number of similar altercations broke out while Williamson paced back and forth. For some time, Williamson floated between all groups and seemingly waited for the right time to begin. At one point, Williamson and Fetui faced each other with fists raised, however separated soon after. Williamson thrashed 2 members of the Rebels during the fight, one of whom was already engaged in a fight with Uapi. Williamson punched men several times to the back of the head before being tackled to the ground and losing his shirt. The altercation, which unfolded in full view of hotel patrons, including families and children, stopped shortly after and the group scattered. Days later, police raided Williamson's Parramatta home where they seized Bendidos paraphernalia. The 34-year-old was charged with affray and participation in criminal activity. Appearing at Penrith local court, Williamson's lawyer said the father of 2 had a long-standing issue with alcohol and violence. The court heard Williamson was found in breach of court orders relating to 2 separate sentences for violence, unrelated to alleged gang activity. Williamson's lawyer told the court the participants in the Wallacia Hotel fight were willing, and that there were no recorded injuries. Williamson was sentenced to 18 months imprisonment in the community, and will be barred from contacting certain Bendidos members. He will also be banned from wearing club paraphernalia, accessing encrypted applications, or having more than one phone. Christopher Forbes was sentenced to a 12-month prison term in the community for affray and participation in criminal activity. Halmono Uapi was also sentenced to a 12-month prison term to be served in the community, and was ordered to focus on his family. Uapi had already served 4 months behind bars on remand in relation to the brawl. He was charged with riot, affray, and participation in criminal activity. The other 4 men had riot charges withdrawn by police. Nathan Del Force, 30, was charged with affray, participation in criminal activity, and 2 counts of possessing a restricted substance. He pleaded guilty to the charges and was given similar sentence. Trent Redmond, 33, also pleaded guilty and was due in court for sentencing, but also had his matters adjourned for a psychologist's report. Redmond's lawyer said the former Bendidos member had attempted self-harm and was no longer involved with the club. He will reappear before Penrith local court in March for sentencing. Rebels members Matthew Hayesler, Michael Fetui, Sami Hamalainen, have been charged with affray, participating in criminal activity, and riot. The trio are currently still before the courts, and will reappear before Parramatta local court in March. Both Bendidos and Rebels are considered an outlaw motorcycle gangs by the Australian authorities. And both clubs have established numerous chapters across the country, with significant presence in New South Wales, Queensland, and Victoria. The clubs have been involved in various criminal activities, including drug trafficking, extortion, and violence. A long-standing rivalry between the two has led to numerous violent clashes over the years. The conflict between the two clubs has been a cause for concern for law enforcement agencies in Australia, as it poses a significant threat to public safety. As such, all the outlaw motorcycle clubs are closely monitored by law enforcement agencies in Australia, and efforts are constantly underway to disrupt their criminal activities and prevent them from causing harm to the community.